Elegance. Ash, how are you?
I'm doing great, Tommy. Thank you so much for having me. And I see another familiar face on here.
What's happening? Look, are you being Droven's not how you talk.
Driven around.
You're being driven around right now in a limo with your title. I love it.
Of course. I have both of them, actually.
Let's go.
I never go anywhere without them. They're my prized possession.
How about I totally forgot you're also the TNA Tag Team Champion as well. The Elegance brand is totally crushing it in 2020.
We're all gold. All gold, baby. I implemented the Elegant rules so Maggie can defend the title if, I have other bigger fish to fry with this bad boy.
So talk to me. You and I have a very, very close relationship. We know what this meant to you, but like full circle moment, you said it in a post, which I really, really loved.
Thank you.
Talk to me about the night, the day, everything that happened.
Wow. I mean, honestly, I could never make up this journey. Like, Tom, you know how it is. Like, that's where we started. And that's where we learned and perfected our craft. So it was definitely a full circle moment. Getting the call saying that I was going to go back to the Performance Center a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. In a sense of like, I'm kind of nervous because all these emotions are going on and I got the call that I was released. So all these crazy emotions were going around in my head. And then being given this opportunity that Tommy and I have worked so hard with this new character and reinventing myself to be taken, seriously as far as my wrestling ability and in-ring character, I was like, I really got to hit this one out of the park. And I was like, I have to pull out all the stops. And I made a promise to myself. And I also made a promise to TNA and Carlos and that I was going to represent the company as best as I could and make them proud. So I definitely had more nerves than probably any other time because it just wasn't for myself. It was for other people that were counting on me.
Truth. Let me ask you this. I felt your greatest breakthrough performance in TNA, not only with Jordynne Grace, but it was the match after with you and Jordynne for the, it was like an elegant street fight. And
yes.
You got a standing ovation by all of the crew. I mean, the entire locker room watched that. It was a sellout at the curtain. And I felt that put you on the map as this is the woman. Did you feel that same confidence? Because you saying you're nervous is weird for me to hear because I never see that when I work with you.
Yes. So I definitely agree with you there, Tommy. I was, a lot has happened within the year. You and I both know that things change in this business. Always, you never know what's going to happen. So going into Slammiversary last year, I was given an opportunity with Jordynne Grace to kind of open up people's eyes. I did that. And then the next week we had this elegant street fight, which I have never done like a hardcore match or anything like that before. And I was like, okay, this is something that I've always wanted to do just to stand out and be different. I'm not just a pretty face. I can actually go. And, Tom, in WWE, you go to Gorilla, and when title changes, you kind of do round of applause and everyone embraces you and stands up. I've always been a part of that, but I've never, ever, ever had that done for me. So after that match, after, it was 1, 2, 3, Jordynne Grace wins, the ref comes and checks on me and he says, oh, you did so great. It was such a good feeling then, too, because I really felt as though in that moment, I knocked it out of the park. Not knowing behind the curtain, coming down the steps, in the go down crying. I'm going to get emotional now talking about it because I never had that before. And that just speaks volume, too, about the team. I definitely feel like my name kind of was solidified there with Jordynne, and then seeing Jordynne go on and move forward with her dreams and her career and doing that for me, meant everything. Because again, I've done that for so many people and try and elevate other people. And Jordan did that for me.
I gotta just pipe in because we have been friends a long time. We were in NXT together, main roster together. Then you went back to NXT, and like when I look at you, it's a prime example of like the dream never dies. Like you've always pushed yourself in the ring, in the gym, in the videos. You always present yourself as a star. When you got released from WWE, and you're like, okay, well, watch this. Let me get new moves. Let me build my repertoire in the ring and all that. What is motivating you? Because now you have these titles. You're accomplishing great things. You're getting things, adulation in people's gratitude and like those kind of things when you walk right through the curtain that you never got when you were in WWE. Like, what is your driving factor behind always bettering yourself?
I just know that there's so much more left in me and there's a lot more in the tank. And other people, you know, took a chance on me. Tommy took a chance on me. You know, now representing Carlos in the TNA locker room, they took a chance on me. So it's like, I can't drop the ball there. And then I always had this hunger and this drive inside of me from ever since I was a little girl, from, you know, being in gymnastics, going to the Junior Olympics. I was always in individual sports. I wasn't more or less in a team sports. So it was me versus me all the time. Like I had to put one foot in front of another. And if I fell, there was no one else to, you know, come up and pull me up. I had to do it myself. So in WWE, multiple times it was like, okay, I'm scratching and clawing to the top, thinking I'm going to get there. And then it's like, okay, you know, you're never really given that chance or that opportunity. And then I'm always seeing it, but I just am never getting there. Now with TNA, I was just like, when I was released, you know, it was definitely shocking to me because it was just, I was booked for that pay-per-view that weekend with NXT, and I'm at home packing my bags. And then 3 hours later, I get a call that I'm released, call back to NXT, and they're like, what? What do you mean? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do I mean? Like, don't you know that I was released? And they're like, nope. I was like, oh, there's definitely a disconnection from like WWE Raw and SmackDown to like NXT because you guys just booked me. And they're like, this is unreal. So it was so shocking. And I didn't know. I was like, I didn't know the outside wrestling world. I had no idea. And I was like, let me just take a step back, take a deep breath. My husband was like, I remember this like it was yesterday. He embraced me and goes, they did the best thing for you was let you go because now you can spread your wings and fly. Like everything is going to be all right. I didn't believe it. I mean, I was just like, no, but you don't know. Cause that's all I knew. That was it. Yeah. That was all I knew. And, he's like, just give yourself a moment. And it was like the stars aligned. Tommy called me and I, you know, I knew of Tommy Dreamer in my mind was like, you know, he's a legend. He's you know, untouchable. It's like once you get a call from like Tommy, and I'm not just saying this, but he is a dear friend of mine. Over the last 2 years, we had worked together, but I didn't know Tommy like that. And he called me and he was like, you know, I see a lot of potential in you. You were never given a fair chance. Let's do this. I would love to have you here. And like, he is a big reason why I'm holding these 2 titles right now is because he believed in me. He took a chance. He reinstilled that in me where I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to dig deep and I'm going to grind and I'm going to pull out every single stop that I know I can possibly do, but I was never given the chance to.
Well, thank you for that. But also, like, I told you from my own experiences, hey, right now I understand you're a broken toy, but I need to fix you. And when you messed up, I will tell you. But when you do great, I also tell you. And yes, I was very hand-on with you from the beginning, but then your wings have blossomed and I have not been able to like really have to because I hand you the ball and you always deliver for me and you deliver for yourself. And I mean, I watch you as the leader of this, you know, because you now have 2 younger women with you that are super duper talented. But it's just that overall package. You always have the look, but it's piecing it all together. I just watched the match yesterday. We have not had this conversation. First of all, you pulling out all these moves that I never knew that you could do. I wanted to be like, where the hell was this person all the time? But you're smarter because we were talking earlier, risk reward from your dive to your spinning DDT. Oh, you're going to get it now because now I know you could do even more. So forget about that.
Excited. I definitely, there's always like a moment in time to like pull out all those stops. And I definitely thought the time is now. In a weird way too, Tommy, I was like, oh, this is like NXT's like an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend wanting you back. Like, oh, look at how much better I got, like here I go. And it was awesome because the crowd, I think, is, such a wrestling crowd that I opened up their eyes too. Because I had so many, the internet community, so many naysayers and haters on there. But I felt as though, I don't do it for those people, but I felt as though like a lot of people opened up their eyes and was like, oh yeah, wow, she can go.
Agreed. And I mean, Jordan putting a tweet out there and like other people that you've worked with saying that you've always been this great, but now you're getting the recognition for it. But the other part, like I was supposed to be there at Heatwave. I wasn't feeling too good because I had early flights. Watching that match, you did great. It was an amazing performance. When you talk about full circle, it was like this was everything I envisioned for you from our conversation. And when that 3 hit, when I seriously was watching it downstairs, I was so happy and so proud. And I'm happy you're the champ. And I'm happy that you had that moment on a much bigger platform because you completely deserved it. And thank you for always delivering.
No, thank you. And hats off to Masha too. And, Masha, she's awesome. She really is an amazing in-ring competitor. I will say this, once she is in that ring and the red light is on, she's a whole different person. Like she delivers. JC, it takes a lot of not only wrestling skills, but like mental, awareness. And both those girls really delivered and they brought their A game for sure.
Tom?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to watch. It's fun to just see what you're accomplishing and what you're doing with these superstars who you've never worked with. And I think that that's one of the coolest things is like when you leave the WWE, there's this whole world of talent out there that, not in a negative way that we maybe didn't know, because we were in that bubble. We both came from another industry into WWE, and to watch you thrive right now with it. Like, are there people now in TNA and stuff like that you're like, I gotta work with this person that maybe you didn't know was there prior to you walking in those doors? Do you have a list of people now, holding this new title? Like, who do you want to see step up to you? Who do you want to get in the ring with? Who do you see the next opportunity to go out? And again, even though you're the champ now, like you still continually prove yourself because you're still growing as a performer. But who are you wanting to step in the ring with and, go to battle with?
No, you said it perfectly too, because we were in this like little bubble and I didn't know outside. I only knew the girls that were there. I only knew the girls that I had trained with, that we had learned together. Like, it's like, high school and, you go from 9th grade, 10th, and then maybe 11th and 12th is like main roster. So like you only know what you know. And coming outside into this like world that I had no clue about is like, oh my God, you're kind of like nervous because I'm like, do I know how they work? Things like that. But Tom, I will tell you this, TNA locker room is the most, I said this earlier, hungry, driven locker room. Like these girls want to go. These girls want to shine. These girls want to be given that opportunity. And I said this before to a couple people. I said that this title that I have now, I want every single one of those girls to step foot in the ring with me because I want to somehow elevate them. I want them to take a shot at this. I want them to have the chance that I was given to show everybody that they can, they can go, because not only WWE's right here, TNA's at that same level right now where we are it. We are, I don't ever want to compare us to like number 2. We are number 1. We're equal. And every single one of those girls in that locker room has helped me get to this point where I am. I call them the British girls, my little British girls, Myla and Harley. I worked with them. They elevated my career. Working with Zaya Brookside, she elevated me. We had a great story, and she helped develop this character. Rosemary for example, like all these women in that locker room have helped Ash by Elegance way. They can take a shot at the title. I would love to get in that ring with Indy Hartwell. I feel as though too she can go. She can definitely go, and she came from WWE and NXT as well too. So
You had told me either it was a dream or a vision about you with a title.
yes,
You mind sharing that?
I just always had such a dream with this title, and like I just it's so hard to put into words because this is everything. It's like not the end game, but this is just the new beginning. Like if I had this, what I could do afterwards is like it's endless. It's endless opportunities. I take these and I hold such pride with them. They don't define me, but they are me because I try and live my life like a champion every single day.
Yeah, I mean, I'd sent you the text. I was like, most people don't ever even attempt to get their dream or follow it, and yet in one moment, you can never take this away from any of us. In one moment, somebody deemed that we were the person because of our hard work, because of our everything that we put into our performance, that at this point we're the best. And that was a decision made, and you went out there and proved it. And that stands for a lot of wrestlers when you hold a title, because I hate when, oh, it's just a prop. No, it's not, because companies believe in you, locker rooms believe in you that you're the very best. So I think it's something that you can, hey, whatever you say in your life, yes, I was a champion. In real sports, there's people who play an entire career, oh, I never won that championship. I didn't win in college, I didn't win in the pros, and they're Hall of Famers, but they always say that in their Hall of Fame speech. I wish I would have won this.
Yes.
I just think
people say it's a prop, but once you have that prop in your hand, it feels just some type of way. You know what I mean? It just makes you feel like that much better about yourself. Like, man, I really stepped up and did something to win this. And that's how I feel. And I have two little, I say little, but Maggie's a lot taller than me, but two younger girls, Em and Heather, that I looked over and just their eyes, the way that they were watching me during rehearsals, the way that they were just standing in the ring. After we had that 6-woman on NXT, Maggie came back and she was, crying. She got emotional because she was just like, she goes, thanks, Ash. I never in my wildest dreams thought I would get here, and I got here because of you. And it was like, don't put this on me. It's your hard work, Mag. Like, you did this. And I don't know if you saw this tweet, but she wrote a letter to her mom at like 9 or some years old saying, when I get to the WWE, you can open this. And I asked her, I'm like, are you going to open it? Are you going to let her open it? She's like, no, not yet. But just having these girls look up to me, and it's funny because Heather was like, I used to watch you when I was in high school. And I'm like, oh my God, now I sound like I'm really old. She's like, and I learned how to do flips from you. And now, I'm standing in your corner. So it's like, it means so much having people look up to me. And now, like, I can help them, grow as an in-ring competitor and also a woman outside of the ring.
If you look at your worst moment, you're like, and again, your husband said it great, you're literally a double champion. That says such volumes for your work. But like, did you ever envision you'd be holding 2 titles at one time in
not
one
at
company?
All. No, I like I said, this journey is the wildest journey. It's really, I thought wrestling was crazy in itself, but
it is.
I can't. It is really crazy. But the way this all works out is nobody has a story like mine.
Agreed.
Going from one company that fired you to another company that believed in you, then going back to the company that fired you to go and get the company's title that believed in you was like, in this day and age is like unheard of.
The way you put that, that's awesome. It's like the company that fought for you's title was in the company's hands that fired you, and you're like, all right, motherfuckers, I'm going to take this and bring it back home. That's
exactly.
So good.
I thought it was awesome.
I agree, man. And again, super proud, super happy. We've already kind of discussed what's next. with this crossover and all things that continue to happen between TNA and WWE, is there anyone in the NXT locker room you have not wrestled that you're like you would like to get in the ring with?
I would absolutely love to go back there and face whoever's going to be that NXT champion. I definitely feel like my chapter's not closed with Kalani Jordan. It was kind of where I left off over there. She's watching her grow and as an in-ring competitor has been awesome. She just had an awesome triple threat at Heatwave as well, and I was very impressed with what I saw over there. I don't like how Blake is bullying Jordan. I'm not a big fan of that. Jordan, again, we said it before, she really elevated my career, so I would definitely like to have a couple words with Blake over there and show her a thing or two, not to mess with one of my old friends.
Interesting. Blake kind of have similar characteristics. So when you're wrestling, your character is very narcissistic, very
yeah, I know.
Jordan against. Those are crossovers that we may need to have happen there.
It's definitely never say never, right?
Interesting stuff. Well, I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, guys.